Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Chad here with BetHubb.com. And last night there was a very interesting incident that occurred on Twitter during the Eagles-Saints Monday Night Football game, where New Orleans would go on to defeat Philadelphia 28-13. During that time, quarterback Michael Vick's brother, Marcus Vick, was absolutely losing it, completely ripping apart the Philadelphia Eagles and always sticking up for his brother. Now, I'm not going to sit here and read you guys every single tweet. I'm sure most of you guys have seen it already, and if you haven't, don't worry, we'll get them and put them on our sports blog as well. But what I will do here is just sort of summarize the point that he was talking about. In particular, the whole controversy of whether or not Nick Foles will be starting. He went out there and he blamed the defensive line, saying how come they don't get enough stops and it requires Michael Vick to score over 20 points a game, and they can't come up with any turnovers. He would also go on to make a couple sarcastic remarks, like when Shady busted a couple of runs for 20, 30 yards, and Vick would get a little bit elusive. Why aren't they running the football more? And then he would also go on to say, how is this team getting worse when they've added more talent the last number of years? Blah, 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 blah. Pointing the finger at everybody else except his brother. And following the game, it was quite interesting because during the press conference, Michael Vick was unaware of what his brother has done and was asked by some of the media members to respond on this matter. And he said he was unaware and would look further into it. And you just knew that he was obviously pissed off about it and couldn't really comment on it until he found out. And there really hasn't been much that's come out since then. I'm sure that Vick is obviously not a fan of his brother doing this, but at the same point in time, it would be nice to see him absolutely rip him in the public eye because that's what he deserves. Marcus Vick, you are an absolute fool and you are a complete moron for what you have decided to come out and do here. Yes, I am all for freedom of speech and people saying what they want. By all means, everybody's entitled to it. However, when it can directly affect your lifestyle in a negative way in the future, you're better off keeping your mouth shut. Let's not forget, Marcus Vick, you haven't exactly had a stellar life up until this point. And if it wasn't for your brother, Michael, there's a strong likelihood that you wouldn't even be having the opportunities you have right now in society, getting the amount of money you do, running foundations for your brother. It'd be a stronger likelihood that you'd be behind bars for all the other crimes that you've done and may not be able to afford some of the legal care that you've received from your brother to get yourself out of a couple of jams. And what I'm talking about here is the DUI that you've had, the trouble you've had for pulling out a firearm in somebody in public, and the civil suit for having sex with a minor, and of course being thrown off the Virginia Tech football team when you played there. You'd be nothing but a disaster and a disgrace. And, when you look at Michael Vick and what he has done here after serving his time in jail for everything that happened with the dog situation, I have no problem with that. It seems like he's genuine in apologizing for what he's done. He's paid his debt to society. Obviously, I don't condone what he's done. The fact that he lost $100 million once and came back and signed another $100 million contract shows to me that Michael Vick gets it a little bit more. This guy has a bit of more perseverance and realized the mistakes he's made and is willing to move forward and accept what the problems were in the past and make amends for it and try to cash in here. And you know that the Philadelphia Eagles are on a very, very slippery slope right now in terms of the direction of this franchise moving forward, which does include your brother, the starting quarterback, Michael Vick, who only has a certain percentage of that $100 million guaranteed to him. And the Eagles ownership do have a lot of outs to get rid of him and not have to take a huge financial hit. And in the event that he would get cut from the Eagles, and there's a chance that would happen, there's no guarantee he's going to get the money from somewhere else. So it would directly impact your life because you become so dependent on him. So you would think someone would have a little bit more respect for what his brother's doing in his profession and helping you out and keep his mouth shut, even if he disagrees with everything the Philadelphia Eagles are doing as a team and the way Michael Vick is fitting into their plans. Just be happy that he has this opportunity. He's been given a second chance from this organization, and you bite your lip and you shut it, you dumb moron. That's all I have to say about this idiot. There's just so many people in society that continue to piss me off on a daily basis, and it's someone like this that clearly does not understand how fortunate he is to be in the circumstance he is having his brother pretty much take care of him for his whole life, and he shows zero humbleness whatsoever and just simply does not get it. Now, the great thing about all this football is you guys still have an opportunity to make plenty of money on it at BetHubb.com. You see all the promotions going out right now. We've got in-game betting that's just started up. There's always going to be some extra promotions that are going on if you have an account. And if you don't have one, of course, there is that first-time deposit bonus we have. So make sure to check the link below. BetHubb.com. Create your own lines. Challenge your friends. Bet on sports. Enjoy the games. And come back to watch me losing it some more in future rants.